In the last episode, I rented a McLaren 570S, but I originally was supposed to rent a Ferrari 458 Italia, but the car didn't get returned back to the rental company in time. Fortunately, we were able to make it back to Las Vegas to switch out these cars before the Super Bowl. However, after the Super Bowl, and especially being in Las Vegas, it probably was not the best place to have an exotic car.
Yup, it's going on my YouTube channel for sure! Hey! Oh man! Driving on the Vegas Strip in a 458 Italia. Can't go fast, just cruise. We will see you in the morning.
The following morning, my wife had to fly home, so I recruited one of my coworker friends, Greg, to ride along with me. I barely even had to ask. He was down for it.
So, now we're in the Ferrari 458 Italia. Much different car than the 570S. I felt like the 570S, almost like it drove itself for you. No wheel spin. It was like, it hooked up immediately. Went right away. Just bang, bang, bang. Awesome. This car, definitely a lot more squirrely. I think it might have a lot to do with the tires though. These are on Michelin Pilot Super Sports, which they need a lot of heat. And it hasn't been really warm yet. It's been in the 40s right now, so it's not necessarily the best tire for this conditions, and it definitely gets squirrely as you get on it. But I love the sound of this better. There's nothing like a V8 Ferrari. I really just don't think there's anything else like it in the world. The 570S is faster. It's a faster car. But this just has that more of a raw feel. It's more comfortable. I think the seats are more comfortable in this car. I love the steering wheel. The controls of the steering wheel is just better. Obviously, the 570S is a 19, which new technology. It's got navigation. This doesn't even have Bluetooth or anything in it, really. It's just this is just basically you and the car. So we're gonna do some more driving with this, and we'll let you know what else we think about it. This is where the Las Vegas Raiders are going to be playing pretty soon. This stadium looks great from the outside. Just like they call it the black hole for a reason, I guess, right? I'm gonna hop into HOV land. Loud. It's loud. Beautiful. If you guys like cars, subscribe to me here on YouTube. I upload a video every week, whether I'm driving a Ferrari 458 Italia or working on my cars like my BMW M235, my BMW E36 Turbo LS swap, my C5 Corvette track car, or the cars, old school muscle cars I restore with my dad. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. So we stopped just outside of Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Not going to do the same lap that we did in the 570. I'm just not going to have enough time to. But we're going to head out to Red Rocks and do a couple different things. But a couple things I wanted to point out about the 458 that just I always loved. This one doesn't have it, but both the 458 and the 570 actually has load leveling, so the front of it will come up. So you can go over speed bumps. You hit a button and they actually will raise the front of the car almost 2 inches, so you can actually go over speed bumps. A couple of other things I like. I love the wheels on these cars. They have carbon ceramic brakes, and I'll show you guys what the brakes look like. And your air intakes are right here in the back of the car. That actually pulls the air in right off the side. Nothing was ever done on a Ferrari unintentionally. Everything was intentional. My wife even complained that there was no light on the passenger side mirror, and I go, well, that's just saving weight here. The car weighs just over 3,000 pounds and it has 500 horsepower. Now, I definitely could tell the difference between this and the 570S in terms of power. The 570S is faster, but this thing just sounds better. I know some people just think that these Ferraris are getting older and they're not as fast as the new stuff, but let me tell you something. It really doesn't matter. This personally is my favorite Ferrari that they've ever made.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. The 458 and 570 both weigh about the same, and they have the same rated horsepower, 562 from the factory. How is the McLaren that much faster? The proof is on the dyno. Between the differences in drivetrain loss with the transmissions, their true horsepower ratings are around 530 to the wheels for the McLaren and 450 horsepower for the 458. I think another big difference those two turbos give that McLaren is that torque though. 432 torque to the wheels for the McLaren and only 316 for the 458. Also, when you look at these power curves, all of that horsepower the Ferrari makes is right at its 9,000 RPM redline, so you have to wind it all the way out to utilize all that power. But don't worry, I'm not complaining about that one bit.
Wet over here.
Snow's still on there. Almost year round there today.
All right, so now we're heading up to Red Rocks Canyon. Driving the car a little bit more. Obviously, Ferraris have the shifters. If you turn the steering wheel, if you can see here, the shifters actually stay on the column as opposed to the McLarens. And some other cars, they turn with it. I kind of like it on the column because then you don't get confused. If you could have the wheel cocked all the way over and hit that paddle and you're going to downshift instead of upshift. At least here, no matter where the wheel is, the paddles are always in the same spot. The instant torque on the Ferrari, it's got 500 horsepower. It's got a ton of torque too. Especially when you're coming out of a turn, if you just get on it, it's going to kick it sideways, and these tires are just not great for these type of temperatures at 42 degrees right now. So it will get squirrely on you. So you just got to be more mindful with this with pedal modulation as opposed to your McLaren 570, which is turbocharged with a little bit of lag, and when the torque kicks in, it's got it. But that's a little bit of a difference what I'm noticing with it so far. Short shift. It's all right. We're having fun. I love this steering wheel. I want this steering wheel. It's beautiful. It's got the red here for when you get to red line. You don't even need to look down. It's awesome. This is a different drive than the one we had yesterday, more highway. But we might get to get some twisties up here, so we might get some good shots.
License and registration, sir.
It's 36 degrees right now, and it was 32 at one point, so any little bit of gas that I even try to modulate around turns, I mean, it's just getting, it wants to kick out. It's gonna kick out. So we're just taking it easy. Not that easy. This guy's let me by. Nice. Thank you.
I really almost feel bad because in this weather, it doesn't really do this car justice. Not getting any traction really kind of sucks. On a good day with good tires, 75 degrees outside, it would really hook great. This car is absolutely phenomenal, but it would need just one thing. It needs an exhaust. It takes the car from sounding like a nice symphony orchestra to the Vienna Philharmonic.
That's good. Oh my God. This is beautiful. Sucks we can't get out of the car for more than 5 minutes. The wind chill is like... What do you think the wind chill is, Greg? 10? 10? It's so cold out. These are New Yorkers and New Englanders complaining here, folks. It's cold. So my final take on the 458, it's hard to compare it to a McLaren. You buy a Ferrari because you want a Ferrari, and the McLaren is a better car. It was easier to drive by far, faster. However, the Ferrari is more comfortable. These seats, we've been in them for 4 or 5 hours now, and I don't feel anything terrible at all. It holds me in the seat perfect. The McLaren seats, I tried messing around with a little bit. My back kind of hurt a little bit, which was surprising, but this is a much more comfortable car. This car though, this is one of my favorite exotic cars. This is a dream car for me. I would love to have one day. But I think the racer inside my head tells me that when the day finally comes where I can afford a 458 Italia, I'm probably gonna get a 911 GT3. It's just what it is. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I upload a video every single week on all the different car stuff that I do, whether I'm reviewing cars, working on my E36 Turbo LS swap. We've got a Corvette that we're working on, we're doing some fun stuff with, and my BMW M235, and a couple other cars I restore with my dad. So make sure to check those out. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next one.